planes, so I could just sleep in the stateroom until it was my next show.
You're like, I can see. It's called the stateroom?
They have staterooms on the boats, and I think, again, during COVID, you can't rent them, but, like, you used to be able to rent a stateroom.
No.
And I mean, when I was a teenager, well before I worked for BC Ferries, I was like, my boyfriend and I would go to the gift shop and we'd rent a stateroom. And that's what people used them for, was like,
How much was it?
$15.
What?
So if you're on the big boat between Shorts Bay and Tsawwassen, you get like an hour and 40 minutes in a private room.
It's a good time. It's like $15.
$15. It's like a hotel by the hour.
So you said on the big boats that, so this is guessing the Spirit class boats then? Or was it the B class, the
but
old
I don't
ones?
know that they do it anymore. There was like, at one point
So
they
there was-
decided
yeah.
the staterooms were too close to
Too close.
the cruise quarters, and they were worried about like safety risks or I don't know, bombs, or I don't know what they were
Post
worried about.
9/11 stuff.
Post 9/11 stuff, so they...
In 9/11, this weird thing happened.
Yeah. So, and then because I know when they did the midlife upgrade, on
Yeah.
the Spirit boats, they took out a lot of the staterooms to make them into passenger.
So there you go. You know more than I do. Yeah.
so-
Dude,
yeah.
you're learned. You're
Yeah.
a learned man.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know everything, so.
Back in the day, there were staterooms. I don't think you can get them anymore on most of
Yeah.
the boats, except for the northern routes. You can obviously get staterooms.
So.
Which are, I'm sure, far more than $15.
I'm guessing they're way more.
Well, Ron
Yeah.
Monk went to Haida Gwaii,
Yeah.
and we were talking about that. Way more money than I thought it was. Right?
I'd like to do it with my ferry pass. That's the one route I don't get like fully covered. If I wanted to go, it would be half price.
Yeah.
Which is still like, that's a considerable savings. I'd like to do it at some point.
2 rooms.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
Have you done it before? Have you gone to Haida
I
Gwaii?
haven't.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Me too. Yeah, it would be a real adventure.
A real adventure for sure. Yeah, I mean the photos and everything looks so beautiful.
Oh yeah, your Instagram will pop off for sure. Yeah. Just take all those photos and tell people you took them once.
Yeah, no, this is obviously
Yeah, these giant trees, first growth for sure.
all these totem poles, Saturna, for sure.
The golden
Lawn
spruce.
houses, Saturna.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I'd like to go one day. My friend Molly, who is now working for Gulf Islands National Park Reserve
Yeah.
out of Sydney, she lived on Saturna many years ago, but then she moved to Haida Gwaii, and she was there for like a decade, and she just moved back down to the coast, or to this part of the coast from Haida Gwaii. So she talks about how incredible it is, and what a great community too. So
Yeah.
it'd be fun to go for a while and like get to meet people. Yeah.
I'd love to go. Yeah, there's just something about that kind of, I guess, like isolation.
Yeah.
It's so big. She looks half the size of me.
Yeah. And like just the, like the human history in that area and how far back like
Yeah.
people were living there is very cool.
Have you read a book called The Golden Spruce?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What do you think of that guy?
The guy who cut down the tree or
Yeah.
the author? The guy who cut down the tree. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Sounds like he was a bit mentally ill, but like the whole story of like him kind of disappearing and was he murdered or was he, like it's a trip. Yeah. I'm sure in his mind he had his reasons for doing what he did, but
Just kind of scary.
anytime you cut down like a magical tree that's revered by like the local indigenous population, like you're bringing some pretty bad karma upon yourself. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you're right. But
Yeah.
there's this really weird sort of hypocrisy, of course, but to go to that extreme is just insane.
It is insane. I agree. Yeah. Have you read The Tiger too?
No.
You should read The Tiger. Same author.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the premise?
The premise is literally a man-eating tiger in Russia in the taiga, and it's play on words. Man-eating tiger in the taiga.
Right.
And anyway,
It should be
incredible.
called Taiga and the Taiga.
The
God.
story is amazing. It's like it reads like a thriller.
You're right.
Like the last chapter, you're like literally like,
Wow.
like so anxious, and it's amazing. It's such
Cool.
a great read.
I'm gonna look for it.
He's a compelling storyteller.
Yeah. I mean, well, he has to be. It's a story about a tree being cut down.
Sure, yeah, you have to really you have to sell that.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. There's not many directions you can go. It's
No.
like you know.
No, both of those books are fantastic. I highly recommend The Tiger.
Okay. I'll download it and I'll talk to you about it when I see it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Good chat, Katie.
Have fun this year.
I will, thanks.
Just getting some pictures and videos.
It's awesome, dude. I'm stoked for you.
Yeah.
Did you get it coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What are you
did
gonna
this
do with the
every
footage?
Usually upload it to YouTube, so.
Yeah. With like a background?
Or just the raw video. So.
Okay, cool. Will you add like a narration or anything?
Not a narration, but like, you know, maybe like a little title card, like, you know, saying what date it was and, you know, where it was going, or like maybe in like fade in, fade out. So just like little minor things and then upload it, so.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. That's awesome.
So.
What kind of cuts will you make, or will you like?
Well, like I'll
cutaways?
cut like if I'm like setting it up or like shifting things, I'll try and cut that out, or like if it's like bouncy or like things like that.
Yeah.
So like it just depends. So.
Will you cut in the photos you're taking into the video?
A couple, like I said, one of them I'll like put a photo of. I'll select one and I'll put like I'll put like words over it, like saying, you know, what it's doing or what day it was. So people know. So that's kind of
That's rad, man. That's rad. Do you have a channel on YouTube?
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's it called?
Chase Studios, Washington.
Chase Studios. Are you from Washington?
Yes.
Dope.
So,
Well, man, welcome to Canada. How long have you been in Canada?
like how long have we been coming up here?
Or just this time?
This
around?
time, Thursday, since Thursday. So.
Okay. For the Lamb Barbecue?
Yeah, we came up and then just opened up weekend. So.
Oh, no, man. How's Washington?
Good. It's
Yeah.
good. So, I like it up here though better. Not as many people and
Is that what it
it's
is?
slower pace.
Yeah.
Life, so.
It's totally a slower pace for sure. But I think Saturna's extra slow.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But Washington's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be up in a minute.
Is that your sister? Oh, your cousin. Chase Studios,
Washington.
Washington. Gotcha. Cool, man. What do you use to edit your footage?
I used to use this free one called OpenShot, and then recently, through our school, I have access to Adobe, so Adobe stuff, all the Adobe stuff.
Dude.
So
All of it for free?
yeah, until 2025, which is when I graduated. So,
Until 2025?
yes, unless they turn it off, but I
They
still
better
have
not.
access to it.
Yeah. So do you like the whole suite?
Yeah, the whole suite, pretty much. So
That's amazing. What about? I just use iMovie.
iMovie, yeah,
For me, it's so easy. I used to use Premiere Pro.
and then you like switch to iMovie.
Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro 7,
Yeah,
which is so good. And then Premiere was good, and then I just had to keep updating. It was brutal. But now I just use iMovie. It's easy.
yeah. So
Sorry.
I probably got to get going.
Sorry, dude.
but-
You're gonna capture all this conversation on your.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, homie.
Sometimes I do.